Greetings and welcome to Duane's Astrophotography. We are today going to look at stacking and processing, including Pixinsight and Photoshop, the region which is called the Cone Nebula. And the Cone Nebula is in Monticeros, near Orion. I did take this with a session a day ago with the Pleiades 68 telescope, the William Optics scope, and it's a wide field view. Looks pretty good. Let's get started. Let's open up Deep Sky Stacker. And we're going to open our picture files. We're going to open up all the light files, and these reside here under IC447. Just take every single one of them. Pretty good scores here. Usually something above 10,000 is a good score, but these a couple of them are fairly low. We'll have to look and see why. Let's go in just real quickly and take a look at some of these. Let's look at the S's, which are first on the list. And I did have some issue with the S's because the system ran into the tree. I should say the nebula went behind the tree in my yard. So let's take a look here and see what we've got. It's a pretty difficult thing to adjust here. Takes a few minutes to do. There we go. You can start to see my tree right in there. You see those black lines. So we'll see how many of these we can put in. I think we're going to put all of them in. It'll just be artist liberty here. This one and this one are going to be really bad. The last 2 and 3. So these last ones are just too bad to use, unfortunately. I'm scrolling through each one. So that one is definitely, the last 3, definitely we're not going to use those. That'll look really unusual. But these first 3, I think I might get by with the first 3. Number 4 is getting too big. So let's get rid of, let's only stack the first 3. So let's check the first 3. And we'll go down and get our darks next. We're going to open the dark files. And they're going to be pulled in here right at the bottom. You can see the icon here in Deep Sky Stacker is black, and we have them checked. And we're going to use only 3. It's a very precious little bit of the S channel, but we're going to go ahead and use it. Let's do an advanced here, compute the number of stars, see what we get. We get above 1,000 stars, we're in good shape. Even 500 stars works pretty well, so this is going to be excellent. So let's say OK. Register these 3. And while we're here, let's stack them. We'll go over to stacked now. Stack these, do automatic standard, and the stacking parameters here, we're going to leave that in this mode. Although it doesn't matter because the William Optics scope has a 48 millimeter image circle, and I'm using an APS-C sensor. There is absolutely no vignetting on this for sure. So let's say OK here, and let's stack it. So this is our S, our sulfur line from our sulfur filter, which I'm now stacking very quickly. It's only 3. We have it saved in 8. So we'll start with autosave 8 when we go to look for these. And now let's open these pictures again and come down here and close them in order to get back into this. We're going to decheck these 3 S's and go for the H's next. SHO. We're going to go in that order. So we'll click on these where there are really not that many of these. So that's our O, our first O, it looks like. Yes. Okay, and we have our darks already checked. Let's make sure. Yes. Let's go ahead and register these. See if we can get above 1,000. Oh, yeah, we're doing well. And then let's go ahead and stack them. When I first started this astrophotography about 4 years ago now, I remember my computer taking a full minute to register one of these. So now we've got 20 processors being used, and that issue is over. Okay, so now let's go into stacking these, and let's go ahead and do that. Leave the same ones checked. So we're working now on the H's, which is the hydrogen alpha. This is always a treat to watch this go so fast. For the video, you know, I don't see many people showing stacking, so I'm going to show it. I'm doing exactly every step in this video that it takes to make this image, because there'll be nothing left out. Okay, we're up to 10. We've now done autosave 9. There's autosave 9. And we're going to move on to the next one. Let's stack this. Okay, we're at 10. Autosave 10. Let's open up some more files here. And actually, we have them all open, so I don't have to do that. I keep... What is wrong with me doing that? Okay, so let's head on down here. Let's get rid of the H's. We're going SHO. Now we're in O. Put our first O in right there. Oxygen 3, which is another narrowband filter. All right, we've got our darks selected. Let's register. Compute the number of stars. Let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got a lot of them in this. Okay, good. 4,000 stars. We say okay. We're going to register these 7, and then we're going to stack them and we'll be ready to go into Pixinsight and begin our processing developing. All right, 7 of 7. Nicely done. Stack these. Same parameters. That's roughly 2 seconds per stack, per frame. Very nice. Okay, we're at 11. So our last picture is 11. So we got 11, 10, and 9. And let's see, I think I did that correctly. We're not going to look at this in the stacker. We're going to go ahead and move on here. Open up Pixinsight. Okay, we're going to open our files now in Pixinsight. We'll open up 11 and a few more here. 11, 10, 9, 8. Let's see which ones we need. All right, let's stretch these out and see what they look like. There's our HA. This is the Cone Nebula. So it looks like we've got two HAs in place, so we'll go ahead and take that one down. And then this one should be our anomalous one. Yes. Okay, so this one is the first one we did, which is the S. So let's go ahead and call this one S. Identifier S. S2. S2 is in use. Let's go S2X. I've done so many of these now. This is our HA. Right-click identifier. We're going to name it HA. Let's call it HAX. Okay, and this one is our oxygen. O3X. Putting the X's on there because I have files that have already been named S2 and HA and O3. Okay, let's now come in here. Let's see for a minute and make sure our stars look like they are aligned. Very important. Yes, they are. See how they're popping right in and they get very bright. So we know they're aligned. This is sometimes a problem, and we'd have to use star alignment. Yes, these are all aligned nicely. Make sure. Oh, yes. That looks like good alignment to me. Okay. Let's remove the stars. We'll show the first one here, and then I'll cut this out. And we'll immediately get into the combination, stretching and combination of the nebula. But I will let you see just one of the stars. The segment's being removed. We're up at 80%, 90%, and here we go. There's our stars, and there's our nebula. You can see our anomalous trace in the picture. All right. Be right back in a jiff. Okay, we're done with Star Exterminator. Now we're going to open up these nebula-only ones. S2 and O3 and HA. Let's put our stars over here. Okay, let's stretch this. See, these are not stretched. We click on this. That's what we really have. This is our auto stretch. So let's go in and do a process. Let's do a script and easy processing suite and easy soft stretch. And let's take that one right on out like that. Maybe a little higher here. Kind of take a look at it, see what we really want to see there. Something maybe like that. Same drill with these. Script, easy processing suite, and the yellow icon, soft stretch. Looks pretty good. Data is not enough, but it will work out for us here. Process. We'll go to script rather and easy processing suite and the yellow icon soft stretch. Hit the button and go. A lot of anomalous activity in this one. We'll see what it does. Okay. Let's take these three now, and let's open them back up again. We're not going to do any noise extermination right now. I'm going to do it at the end after they're all completed. Let's go ahead and now process these. Go to all processes and channel combination. And we will go into this very quickly and see our first SHO image, which will need to be manipulated quite a bit. Okay, here's our HA, which for the Hubble palette will go into green. This is our O3 for the Hubble palette and will go into blue. And finally, the S2 line will go into red. We hit the circle, and out pops our first SHO picture. All right. Let's save this off. Let's call it SHO video. That rhymes. SHO video. Okay. We'll save that off, and we're going to go into Pixinsight now. Save it off at 16 bits. Okay, we're in Pixinsight. Let's open. SHO for the video. All right, let's use some image adjustments and selective color. And we're going to go into do the Hubble palette. And we're going to enhance the Hubble palette in a very nice way in Photoshop. It gives us some really, really fine-looking colors. And I've done this several times, and it works out a very nice, extremely nice, as you'll see here in a minute. We'll go to greens. And in greens, we'll drop cyan. And we're going to drop a magenta to about 25-ish. Okay, then we'll open the yellow channel, and we're going to drop cyan to -100. And we're going to lift the magenta by 25. Let's go up to about 35. Maybe 30 is a good round number here. And finally, we'll go to cyan. And we're going to take the yellows down to -100. And the magentas up. And in this case, I believe we're going to leave the magentas about in the center. I'm looking at this area right in here. We get a nice picture there. Okay. We'll say okay to that. Now let's go in here and let's do a camera raw filter next. And we're going to take away some of the hazy look and kind of sharpen this whole thing. We're going to go to basic right here. Here's basic. And we come down here and we're going to go into dehaze. We'll dehaze it slightly. Maybe 50. About 35. Maybe 30. We don't want to go too overboard here. About 40, okay? A little bit of clarity here. The clarity will bring out the detail. Let's take it up to about 70, and then texture up about maybe 6. 11 looks good to me. And we'll say OK to that. Now we're going to come in here and what a difference. We'll come in here and do the filter. And we're going to filter Topaz Labs, and we're going to denoise this next. It's really nice software, Topaz. I like it. I've been using it quite a bit in Photoshop. All right. And we notice now, if you look right in here, we'll see a noise reduction. Check that out. Probably if I go over here, you'll really be able to tell it, because this is where the most noise is. Look at that. Look how much noise is on the left-hand side of the white, and on the right-hand side, the noise is gone. All right, let's go ahead and apply that. All right, let's do this purplish color is not bad looking, but it's a bit overboard. So we're going to remove that somewhat by doing a new adjustment layer, which is one of the cool things with a layer processing software. Like Pixinsight is not a layer processing software. I do like Pixinsight, but I do like Photoshop as well. So let's come in here and let's go ahead and do the magentas, and let's pull the saturation down. You notice now, look how much of that purple we're eliminating. There's the purple, and now it's gone. So we may not want to get rid of all of it, because it does have kind of a feature that is sort of interesting. And you see it's the trees in my picture. You see those are trees, the black lines here. So here's how we can use this to eliminate those from being so prominent. Let's see if we can do that by a combination of lightness and this color. I kind of like that. That looks pretty nice, I believe. I think we're going to keep that. It looks like we got good details here. It doesn't look like it's too light. We don't want it to be too light. And that being said, let's go just a little bit more. Let's back it off just a hair. And maybe just a little bit more here. It's very, very touchy. I think something like that looks pretty nice. All right, let's move this over with the two arrows here, and we're going to merge it down. Right here, merge down. So now it becomes one. All right? Okay, let's go up here now to do image adjustments, and we're going to do some levels and get rid of some of this noise on this side. This is all noise where it's 0. So let's bring it over just a bit. Maybe something like that I like. You say okay. Let's see if we can do something with the curves. Looks like curves is good here. We may have just a little brightening up at the very top. And I say a very little bit. A little goes a long way. Okay, I think I like that. Let's say okay. And we are done with Photoshop. We're going to save this as, we'll give it a name here that makes sense. We'll call it How about final? All right, that looks good. Okay. We're going to come back into Pixinsight, and we will open this file that we just made in Photoshop. Right there is our final. And we will compare these two directly. We got some goodness now. Check it out. Quite a better looking photo over here than here. All the data is there. We just have to bring it out in the processing. Particularly, you can see how good we've done right in here. We've really got some good Hubble palette look right there. Whereas before, we didn't have any of that. So let's iconize this away. All right, the final step is the stars, which can't be left out. Very important to do the stars correctly. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and do... I'm going to save these. I'm going to save each one of them. I'm going to save them at 32 bits. And then we're going to manipulate them in Photoshop. Let's see. Yes. All right, let's go through the drill. We're going to go image, mode, 16 bits. We saved these in 32 bits. We have some artifacts here. There's some kind of reflection maybe. I'm not sure exactly what caused that. But we're going to go ahead now and do exposure and gamma and do OK and see if we can bring that up without increasing that too much. It's looking like it's actually not a very good noise we're seeing there. Quite a bit of noise, actually. But let's see what we can do with this. We're just going to do a couple of curves here, a couple stretches. Maybe 3 altogether. Looks pretty good. Then we're going to come in here to image adjustments and levels. And we're going to see if we can eliminate some of that background there. There. That looks good. Take it to 3. All right. We say OK. And we save. Go to the next one. Do the same thing. Image, adjustments, curves. Problem is that I get ahead of myself. I wanted to go mode 16 bits first. Then exposure and gamma. And now we want to do curves. Pull it down about 3 times. Maybe one more. Looks pretty good. Again, we go to image, adjustments, levels, and make this about 3 to get rid of that noise we're seeing in the center. We'll clip that right out. We say OK. Do the final one here. And I'm just going to go ahead and walk through this. You can sit back and listen to the music. Okay. Let's make sure these are saved one more time here. Okay. Very good. Out of Photoshop and back into Pixinsight. Let's get rid of these. We're done with them. As to not get confused. File, open. I'm going to open those stars that we just made. Looks good. There they are. Okay, let's combine these. In the same manner with color combination. Which we call channel combination. And we'll put these in the Hubble palette in the same method as we used when we did the Nebula. So we've got S2, which will go into the red channel per the Hubble palette. O3 goes into blue. And HA is going to go into the green. We hit the button. And out pops our stars. And it's looking like we got some real problem here. You know, it looks like maybe the alignment is not right. Very interesting. Why that's doing that, I am not sure. But that is not going to be good enough. So what we're going to do is come into the stars here. We're going to do some alignment. We'll use the HA stars as our reference. So process, all processes, star alignment. Not sure why this happened, but we'll be able to fix it here. Reference image there, and the other two will go into the target images as follows. So we have HA up here and S2 and O3 in the target images. To align these, we hit the circle. It'll come over here and do its thing and show us whether we have anything that failed. So that's what we're looking for, is no failures. It's making the 3 files here, actually 2. 0 failed. That's our interesting message, which is correct. Okay, we'll close the tool now. Now let's try to reassemble these with the alignment that we just did. So we've got O3, S2, we need our HA stars. Very interesting. That's it right there, okay. Let's combine all processes. Channel combination. Let's put our aligned stars now back in and see what we get. We had a real registration problem there before. Here's H, which goes into green. O3, which goes into blue. And S2 into red. Now let's see if we have eliminated our problem with our registration. Yes. Although we do have some kind of funky looking stars, I'll say. And it's difficult to get these exactly right. Sometimes what it is we didn't, I didn't stretch them precisely the same. Okay, it's probably worth it to come in here and do one last step here. In fact, what we'll do is let's save this again, because these really do not look very good. Let's try a blur exterminator. Back these all the way down. And let's take these in quite a bit here. See what happens when we go to about 15. And see if we can get Russell Croman to save us. Looks like we reached 76% because I do have the GPU GeForce working. It should be a little higher than that. Still using the CPU also. Not sure what's going on there, but it does make it a lot faster. All right, 49 seconds, not bad. Let's see what we've got here. We've done anything at all that makes any sense. It's a little nicer. And so I'm going to do one more thing here. File, save as. Let's call it image 51 is good enough. Let's go into Photoshop. We'll save it here as 16 bits. I'm going to fix this up in Photoshop very quickly. Or at least try to. Open. Image 51, open. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke this program here and see if we can fix these stars up just a little bit before we actually add them in, and that'll be the completion of our video. And then we're going to come in here and do one last thing here, filter, and we're going to go to noise and do dust and scratches, and we're going to take this up to maybe about 4 pixels here, maybe 5. Let's try 4 and say OK, and we're done. File, save as. Image 51, good enough. We're not going to use it again. come back into Pixinsight and open our file. Let's see if we can combine these now. Process, all processes, and Pixel Math. Go with SHO Video Final. And then plus image 511, it looks like 51, okay? It's a little confusing, actually. Okay. That looks good. Now let's take this and drop it on. All right. So this completes another video. Looks like we've got a few stars here that are rather subdued, but doesn't look too bad. This is the Cone Nebula in Monticeros. And one thing about the William optics, we can see that there is just a slight perturbation on the edge, but certainly not very much. Come over here, we can see it right there. And for this reason, cropping I don't know that is necessary with this picture. You see there's a little black right on the edge. And so let's go ahead and crop it just to show that as a completeness. So we go with process, all processes, and dynamic crop. We hit this to get the lit up screen. Pull it up so we can see it pretty well. Little left handle. Pull it over just a tad on all four sides. In good measure here. And then we bring this out like this. Close the tool. Yes. And drop the process on. And we have a completed picture. Okay. This has been Duane's Astrophotography. Hope you liked the video. As we can see here with the Hubble palette. And as always, thanks for watching, and clear skies.